Hello everyone and welcome to the NASCAR Xfinity Series Alsco Uniforms 302 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Austin Hill and Josh Berry line up on the front row as we begin here on lap 1 of 201. Stages I believe are going to be 50, 50, and 100. So we are now underway. Austin Hill in the lead over Josh Berry second, and they're 3 wide for third. The colleague cars, Hemrick, Castle, and Allmendinger. Then there's Justin Allgaier and Ty Gibbs trying to gain some positions. As now into 3 and 4, it's still Austin Hill in the lead. Everyone else jockeying for a position behind them. As Allgaier, Gibbs, Castle's 3 wide. You see colleague cars in the outside lane dropping back, losing some positions here. As Justin Allgaier goes way low in the background on the apron, stacks up a good majority of the field somehow. Does not create a big accident right there. Very lucky not to crash as Allgaier leads. Jeffrey Earnhardt, Allgaier's not lead. Allgaier's leader, that second pack. Jeffrey Earnhardt is back there behind him. We still have this lead pack here with Austin Hill, Riley Herbst up here. Oh, Blaine Perkins is in the wall back there. Then that was close. And we are under caution for an incident that has happened back here in 3 and 4 between Stephen Parsons and J.J. Yaley. And so they go, oh, they're crashing big time. Kyle Sieg, Mason Massey, Rajah Caruth, Stephen Parsons, and J.J. Yaley all get into it and get involved in a heavy collision here at Las Vegas. See, there's a little bit too much contact back there and big hits all around for those guys. You saw Blaine Perkins bounced off the wall, so at the caution, Austin Hill was scored as the leader. And now we begin back on the restart on lap number 7 with 21 of Austin Hill still in the lead, with Josh Berry second, Daniel Hemrick third, Landon Castle fourth, and Ty Gibbs in the 5th position. So Austin Hill looks pretty good for the lead right now, but Josh Berry is starting to put some pressure on him. As you can see, they're already 2 and 3 wide back in midfield about. And now Daniel Hemrick tries to pass Josh Berry for second place. Of course, your leader here, Austin Hill, in the playoffs, trying to lock himself into the championship 4, as is Josh Berry, Landon Castle, Riley Herbst. But we see everyone else. Allmendinger trying to help out Castle. There's Noah Gragson up in the mix. He has dominated the playoffs and pretty much the whole season. Championship favorite far and away. He's just got to have a good run today, and he should be looking good heading into Homestead for next week's race, the second race of the round of 8. But now Daniel Hemrick starting to pressure Austin Hill for the race lead. Hemrick, of course, was out in the first round of the playoffs after the Charlotte Roval, did not earn enough points to transfer. So he's down. As we look further back here, we see a bunch of guys having some solid runs. See Sam Mayer struggling there. Brandon Jones, Justin Allgaier not having good track position. They're struggling. As it is still Austin Hill, Daniel Hemrick side by side, intensely battling for the race lead here at Las Vegas. And now Hemrick will get clear with a good push from his teammate, the 10 of Landon Castle, for the lead. But now they're catching the lap car, the 45 of Stephen Parsons, who of course is heavily damaged after getting involved in that initial wreck of this race. And then Josh Berry about to go 3 wide with Riley Herbst right there on the bottom. Doesn't quite work for Berry, but it works for Riley Herbst, who moves into 3rd place. And now Daniel Hemrick catching Stephen Parsons. He will be able to get by just fine. No, he won't. He's going to get blocked by Stephen Parsons on the side. It's going to stack up the entire line. Oh, and he gets into him. They saved it. What a save. They somehow kept that from wrecking. And here comes Josh Berry 3 wide with Riley Herbst and Landon Castle. Then him and Allmendinger go in the apron. Oh, this is really good. They come up the track and they're crashing big time. In the wall hard. Trevor Bayne, Allmendinger, Ryan Sieg upside down, flying through the air. Sheldon Creed and Allgaier, Timmy Hill, Ryan Vargas is involved. Oh, Josh Williams piles in at the end. Matt Mills also collected. The huge one strikes on lap 11 at Las Vegas. Berry and Allmendinger merge way too early on the track to destroy Sheldon Creed, Ryan Sieg, Trevor Bayne, Sam Mayer disguised engine kill. Joe Graff Jr. gets killed in this. Vargas gets slammed. Matt Mills slams into Timmy Hill. Gets slammed. Sieg lands on top of Timmy Hill. There are cars stuck everywhere, and there are still cars piling in late in this crash. Oh my goodness. As you see here in slow-mo, the 16 just gets hooked by the 2 right up into the 18. Nowhere to go. And then Sieg gets sent right down the track. Just kills Sam Mayer's engine. Slams his car that he owns, Kyle Sieg, who sends Joe Grassman. Then he gets flipped up and over by Allgaier, Timmy Hill, Vargas. Then Matt Mills has nowhere to go, slams right into it. Parker Retzlaff in the 28, I believe, also gets collected. As we see Sieg all the way up in the air as he gets destroyed in this wreck over Justin Allgaier. and they go flipping all over the place. And some heavy hitters, of course. Trevor Bayne, a playoff driver, taken out in this crash, which he'll be the first one to fall. You see Josh Williams piles in late in the wreck, but with Trevor Bayne going out, that's big time playoff implications, as now we're going to ride on board with the 18 of Trevor Bayne here as he goes into the corner. You see he gets clipped right there, no to go into the outside wall. Then he's pretty good here until he gets spun down right into the oncoming traffic, gets slammed by Matt Mills up the track, and then the damage has already been done. You see Sieg there, and you see the 78 just get clipped in the end. And then Mason Massey, I believe, hits Josh Williams right there. He does, knocking both of them out. So this wreck took out a bunch of drivers, mostly guys running at the back and most of them running in the mid-pack. And maybe a few front runners like Allmendinger and Sieg, Allgaier, Trevor Bayne, guys like that. The hit from Josh Williams there was huge. And look back with AJ Allmendinger here, who just got walloped in this crash. He was the one who just went too low in the bottom, merged back up. I mean, this really was all created by Stephen Parsons slowing down your leaders, and then Josh Allmendinger going 3 wide. For some reason, deciding to go all the way in the apron and trying to merge back up when he just catch hook, bang. You see the hard hits for everyone involved for a vicious big one here. Then nowhere for Kyle Sieg to go. He gets turned around. There's Vargas. All of a sudden, you see Josh Williams come flying through after he hits Vargas right there. Now we're going to go on board with the 6 of Ryan Vargas in this incident here in the Reddit machine. As see he's underneath Justin Allgaier. They're trying to make their way back up, and a bang, nowhere to go. Just gets collected by Timmy Hill. Then contact from Matt Mills, Parker Retzlaff, and then here comes Josh Williams. Bang. Now we go on board with Ryan Sieg. This should be a very interesting view. As here's Sieg doing his missing corner, and then boom, they come crashing right from nowhere to go hard on the wall, down the track, and boom, now he's upside down in the air, flipping end over end, side over side, and he lands it on top of Timmy Hill, and Timmy Hill gets sacrificed right there as Josh Williams slams right into him. Now we will ride on board with the 13 of Timmy Hill as he's going to the corner. Right now it looks like he's doing just fine. But then as they go into the corner, pow! Slams right into Ryan Sieg. Collects a bunch of guys. Heavy contact all around. And there's Josh Williams hitting him right there at the end. Vicious crashes. Is back at the front. It hits Daniel Hemrick and Riley Herbst leading the way. So I just going back to see who else we can get here. We're going to get on board with the 07 of Joe Graff Jr. Oh my goodness. Now we're going on board with 7 of Justin Allgaier right here as he put himself back in this position so far. Right? He's driving me through, and boom, nowhere to go. Sieg landed right on top of him. Sent him crashing to the outside wall, and then the damage is too much. That'll definitely knock Allgaier out of the race. He just had the worst luck the last 10 to 15 races this season. He has just struggled mightily. As you see everyone else, Allmendinger right up track. Boom. One last through the TV angle. Just a hard crash here at Las Vegas in the first race of the round of 8 Xfinity Series playoffs. So now we go back up to the rest of the field. Of course, Sam Mayer knocked out with engine damage, but back at the front, it is Riley Herbst in the lead. Now when we restart on lap 16, it is Landon Castle going on the outside. Stephen Parsons as Landon Castle is now your leader. As Noah Gragson gets put 3 wide there by Jeremy Clements and Anthony Alfredo. Josh Berry right there in second. The 48 of Nick Sanchez having a good run right now as they're all trying to move past Stephen Parsons, but this is very close quarters racing here. Racers Kyle Weatherman, Dave Stark Gregson really getting held up now, losing some positions. We look at Jeremy Clements up here trying to it caught him right there. Now goes Noah Gregson. Playoff implications. Gregson's crashing in the background. Your regular season champion and your points leader, Noah Gregson, gets turned. So here we are, Noah Gregson into the corner here on the. Coming out of the front stretch, going to turn 1, is going to get turned by Bailey Curry into Riley Herbst, hit the wall, and then Gregson spins up the track into the outside wall. And Gregson goes around to bring out the caution which of course damages your championship leader, Noah Gragson, which could potentially put him in a bad playoff position in the points. But he has enough playoff points. He should still be above the cut line, but it will definitely not be by as much as how much he has entering this race. See right there, he's got hooked, bounced off of Riley Herbst and off of the wall, and from that point, nowhere to go off. Right there, Bailey Curry was one that really sent him. Daniel Hemrick, extremely lucky not to get collected. And Gragson is going to be alright. He'll continue in the race. He's just fine. Just, of course, sustained some damage. Probably slow him down a little bit, reduce his pace after this crash. You see him just slides, and luckily does not get clobbered by Joe Graf Jr. So Gragson continues on just fine. Now we go viewing the rest of the field, which are also on the brink of crashing. But it's Landon Castle at the front. Everyone else fighting for a position back here, but they'll all make it to the line safely. So Landon Castle will be your leader at the yellow. Now we see pit stops, everyone coming in for their scheduled pit stops. Landon Castle comes out of the pits. And it will be Austin. So here we are. Now it's the 98 of Riley Herbst leading the way here at Las Vegas on lap 22. And it's still Stephen Parsons' lap car may cause some havoc. You got turn one Austin Hill trying to get by in second back there. You got Ty Gibbs, Jeffrey Earnhardt having a great run. Shout out to him. Oh, Parker Retzloff in the 28, Joe Graf in the 07, really holding up cars back here. Now at the front of the field, cars are still being held up by Stephen Parsons. I mean, there are 3 different packs being held up right now by these slow lap cars. See all these guys going by Austin Hill and Brandon Brown, who are being held up by the 45. Now back here, oh, they're crashing. There goes Joe Graf Jr. and Nick Sanchez. They're crashing into the outside wall. Hard contact, but they will be okay. See right there, Hemrick spins Joe Graf Jr. up into the outside wall. Nick Sanchez got hooked. Takes some left side damage into that outside wall. I see him get the slow-mo replay right there. Nick Sanchez hooked Joe Graf into Hemrick, sent himself spinning, and of course Joe Graf spinning as well. Came up the track and boom, into the wall goes Joe Graf Jr. And of course so does Nick Sanchez, bringing out the yellow flag. Both would of course be able to continue in the race. None sustained terminal damage, but of course going to be at the back with this incident. And so meanwhile, we need to view the rest of the pack, see if they're going to crash again or not. Looks like Riley Herbst will lead the field back to the line, followed by Ty Gibbs, Jeffrey Earnhardt, and the rest of the field. And so now on the restart on lap 28, it is the 26 of Jeffrey Earnhardt for Sam Hunt Racing, leading this race with the 36 of Alex LeBay in second, the 19 and Brandon Jones third, Jeb Burton fourth, Alfredo running in fifth. Some unexpected heroes here, running great right now at the front of the field, trying to negotiate the lapper of Stephen Parsons, who's going to hold up Jeb Burton and Brandon Brown, allowing Brandon Jones, Alfredo, and Clements to get through, but Clements hits the apron with Alfredo, and they slow themselves down, allowing some members of the pack here to go through. Getting very dicey here, right around midfield. See, Riley Herbst on the apron there, trying to pass Clements, sends him down there. What a save by Jeremy Clements. He almost got completely spun around. As we see everyone just jockeying for a position on these wild restarts we have had so far. Jeffrey Earnhardt still leaning over the 36 machine of Alex LeBay. Props to those two. They are chilling in front right now, with Brandon Jones trying to make a move for second there on the 36. And then it's the 27 of Burton. And the 68 of Brown, your top 5, is now we go a little bit further back to the 38 of Kyle Seek, has recovered nicely to be running in 7th place right now. Like Clements, Earps, Gibbs, there's Josh Berry, Kyle Weatherman, Landon Castle, there's Noah Gragson back here. We managed to stay ahead of Austin Hill and Daniel Hemrick, who of course been held up in traffic back there. Struggling to keep pace. Jeffrey Earnhardt continues to lead as now the 27 of Jeb Burton tries to pass the 36 of Alex LeBay for 3rd place. That being a very good battle so far. The 26 still leading the way here, but he's getting pressured from the 19 of Brandon Jones, who is having a great run to try to put himself into the championship 4 here in the Xfinity Series. And now he's going for the lead on the inside lane. Here comes the 19 of Brandon Jones. Going for that lead. Not quite gonna get it. And now he's got pressure from the 36 of Alex LeBay, of course, having a season best run here. Battling for second place. They're getting a big shove there from the 27 of Jeb Burton, who's got his teammate, the 23 of Alfredo right there. And the 68 of Brandon Brown also having a season best, one of his season best runs here. Of course, he was eliminated in the first round of the playoffs as well. Now back here, Nick Sanchez on the bottom. He's going to keep it going in the right direction. Gregson, Austin Hill, Hemrick trying to move their way forwards back there, but don't quite have the speed of your leaders at the front of this pack. Is now Ty Gibbs and Jeremy Clements have caught up to your leaders. Now we're up to pretty much an 8-car battle at the front, about to be 9, as here comes the 98 of Riley Herbst back there going by Jeremy Clements, as Ty Gibbs moving his way up, as Ty Gibbs has been very fast this season, but has not had the finishes that could have gotten him into playoff contention. So of course he was eliminated from playoff contention because he did not make it. Didn't win when he needed to. Mainly you gotta think of that Watkins Glen race where it looked like he got it in the bag and he pitted and allowed Josh Berry to steal a win and get into the playoffs. So Jeffrey Earnhardt still leading, Brandon Jones second, Jeb Burton third, Brandon Brown battling Alex LeBay for fourth, and then Ty Gibbs battling Anthony Alfredo for sixth. And then Jeremy Clements back in 8th, Riley Herbst in 9th, and Kyle Sieg right now in 10th place. Still hard battling going on at the front of this field. Jeffrey Earnhardt doing a great job leading plenty of laps here today at Las Vegas. As you see, they're still intensely battling for 4th back there, but as the top 3 are starting to pull away, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Brandon Jones, and Jeb Burton. And now oh man, Kyle Sieg almost got hooked back there, but he held on to it. What a save. Jeremy Clements battling Ty Gibbs there. Yeah, it was Kyle Weatherman almost turned Kyle Sieg. That could have been a big crash on the back straightaway. Luckily, everyone kept going the right direction. Now here comes Brandon Jones in the 19, trying to take the lead away from the 26 of Jeffrey Earnhardt. Oh, and he almost hooked him right there on the apron. They both hold on to it. Opening the door for the 27 car of Jeb Burton to get in the mix. You see Brandon Brown has cleared Alex LeBay for 4th. LeBay is 5th. And then they almost 3 wide back here with Clements, Gibbs, and Alfredo. And now Brandon Jones going for the lead. Jeb Burton going on the apron. What is he doing? He slows himself down. That's just his own mistake there. That cost him a lot of positions. Jeb Burton's going to drop all the way to the back end of the top 10 now because of that unsuccessful move on the bottom lane. As Brandon Jones almost made the move on Jeffrey Earnhardt, but was not quite successful. Jeffrey Earnhardt leads us here on lap 39. And now they're catching the lap car, the 07 of Joe Graff Jr. Still racing to Brandon Jones now almost makes a move on Jeffrey Earnhardt for the lead, but gives him a huge shove here heading to 3 and 4. They cleared Joe Graff Jr. successfully, and now will Joe Graff Jr. cause any incidents here? He's already stacking up cars. We got guys going 3 wide. The Monster Energy cars are going to get by safely. Kyle Sieg will get by, but Jeremy Clements losing crucial points that he could use for his cause to try to be the upset underdog in the Final 4 because he's being held up by Joe Graff Jr. Now they're 3 wide. Clements, Graff, and Castle. What a move by Landon Castle right there. Clements gets by Josh Berry. Now, oh, they make contact right there. Jeb Burton bouncing off the wall back there. Joe Graff Jr. made it into the side of Myatt Snyder, but everyone saves it somehow, keeps it going in the right direction. Unbelievably lucky. Meanwhile, back at the front of the field, Brandon Jones has gotten around Jeffrey Earnhardt for the race lead. And now Brandon Jones is trying to get his first win of the season, and it couldn't have come at a better time if he can do it, because this would put him into the championship 4. But now Jeffrey Earnhardt crosses him up on the bottom line, going for the race lead. They're still side by side, battling intensely for the lead. Brandon Jones, though, will clear Jeffrey and take the lead as everyone else continues to try to get whatever positions they can here, coming close to the end of stage number 1 in about 9 laps. So here we are. We transfer on to the last lap of stage 1 here. Brandon Jones still leads Jeffrey Earnhardt second, and then Brown and Alfredo fight for third. Ty Gibbs is back in 5th place. We have the caution command ready to go as they race down the back straightaway for the final time in stage 1. Into 3 and 4 they go. Brandon Jones is going to hold off Jeffrey Earnhardt as they race back to the line. Jeffrey Earnhardt tries to make a move on the bottom. He'll run out of time. Brandon Jones wins stage 1. Earnhardt second. Brown in third. Gibbs fourth. Alfredo fifth. LeBay sixth. Earp seventh. Castle eighth. Weatherman ninth. Clemens 10th. As now we begin stage 2 on lap 55. Brandon Jones leading. Brandon Brown second. Ty Gibbs third. Jeffrey Earnhardt fourth. But already being stacked up by lap traffic here. Stephen Parsons, Joe Graf Jr. holding up large portions of the field right now. Really, it's Joe Graf Jr. who's holding up tons and tons of cars. Everyone up here should be able to negotiate Stephen Parsons pretty easily. And then we got Josh Berry sitting on the bottom right there, nearly causing a wreck right there. What is he doing? He's being extra aggressive today. My goodness. So, very close quarters here. Running out of space back there. Fourth position. Oh, now David Starr goes on the apron. He will save it. Noah Gragson also goes on the apron. He will save it as well, as these guys are going all over the place, out of control. Oh, and there they go. Joe Graf Jr. gets turned up the track into Kyle Weatherman, who saves it, and we stay green. Somehow we stay green, with the only thing being Joe Graf Jr. getting turned in the wall, but NASCAR decides not to throw the yellow as we stay green from the heavy contact there to Joe Graf Jr. That'll pretty much be the end of his day, as he will bring it down the pit lane. And now that really shakes up the order of how this race is going right now. Now we move up further throughout the field. Everyone seems to be doing just fine. This is Brandon Jones leading as Ty Gibbs tries to take second away from Brandon Brown. Not quite successful though. Brandon Jones still leading the way here at Las Vegas on lap 58. Now Jeffrey Earnhardt dives underneath Brandon Brown for third place. So the two Gibbs Toyotas right now battling out for the lead. Brandon Jones and Ty Gibbs. And then you have shout out to Brandon Brown in third, Jeffrey Earnhardt in fourth, and Anthony Alfredo in fifth place. Then you have Alex LeBay in sixth, Riley Herbst in seventh, Jeremy Clements in eighth, Jeb Burton in ninth, and Daniel Hemrick currently rounds out your top 10 here at Las Vegas in the Alsco Uniforms 302 as we come by to hit lap number 60. Brandon Jones leads Ty Gibbs. As now we move on to lap 66, the 07 Joe Graf Jr. is holding up large portions of the field again. Oh, Josh Berry on the bottom saves it, nearly causes a major accident. Oh, and there they go. There goes the 02 Perkins around in the wall and takes out David Starr. Noah Gragson and Kyle Weatherman barely make it by. As you see, they were stacked up by Joe Graf Jr. And so what happens here is the 48 Nick Sanchez gets sent down low and he clips Blaine Perkins, damages Stephen Parsons, and then the 02, nowhere for the 08 to David Starr to go, plows right in the back of Blaine Perkins. That would be the end of the day for David Starr. I believe Blaine Perkins will still be in the race, but pretty significantly damaged there after getting just hooked by Nick Sanchez into Stephen Parsons. I mean, nowhere for these guys to go. Heavy contact for another crash here to bring out our first caution for cause in a little bit of time. Now back at the front, it is Ty Gibbs who has gotten the lead back from Brandon Jones. So here we are back underway in lap 71. Ty Gibbs leads Brandon Brown and Brandon Jones the top three after Ty Gibbs made that pass on the green section. But we can see clearly how slow Joe Graf Jr. and Stephen Parsons are. They might trigger a huge wreck back here because they are really stacking up everybody. Josh Berry, Kyle Sieg, Noah Gragson running out of space here down the back straightaway. And just look how slow it is. Here comes the big train on the bottom going by. Riley Herbst, Nick Sanchez, Josh Berry, Mike Snyder saving themselves from near certain destruction back here. As this looks extremely dangerous, like we are about to have a big pile up. Somehow everyone goes through safely on the bottom line without just getting wrecked somehow. So props to everyone making it through safely right there. see Noah Gragson trying to get by Yaley and Graf. So still back at the front of the field, Ty Gibbs leads, the two Brandons fighting for second. And now there's a caution that has come out. Joe Graf Jr. officially called it a day as we are back underway on lap 85. Ty Gibbs leads, Alfredo is second, Burton third, Castle fourth, Clemens fifth, and Jeb Burton nearly gets hooked by Landon Castle right there. Very close. Stephen Parsons, the 45, still going to hold these guys up pretty significantly. That's him and Jeb Burton right there. Then Clements goes to the bottom. Josh Berry getting a big shove from Riley Earpst. And Nick Sanchez going really slow on the bottom line there. He has some kind of damage that is slowing him down. As we still see the 2x2 up here that could lead to a wreck as Ty Gibbs and Alfredo are gone. They have sailed away from the rest of the field. Everyone else trying to negotiate their way through on the bottom line to avoid getting caught in any kind of incident that could happen because of this big stack up here with how slow the lap cars have been today. So Perkins trying to make a move there. Stephen Parsons, Austin Hill, Jeb Burton. Oh, and now we're 3 wide there for a minute. Alex LeBay tried to go past Austin Hill and Stephen Parsons. Was not successful though. As more cars are catching your 2 leaders of Gibbs and Alfredo up there. Everyone seeming to get by Stephen Parsons just fine right now here last week. There's still 3 wide back there. Kyle C, Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Brown really cutting it close. Oh, big shove there from my side. Oh, they may cut it upside down. Goes Daniel Hemrick up into the fence, up and over, and Kyle Sieg is involved as well. Oh my goodness. Kyle Sieg hooks the 11 of Hemrick into the wall and flips him upside down. Hemrick goes up and over into the outside wall. And this goes on his side for a very long time as Kyle Sieg just spins into the wall. Hemrick up in the air on 2 wheels. Unbelievable crash here at Las Vegas with Daniel Hemrick going up and over. Really, it was Meisner who kind of hit Kyle Sieg into Hemrick and then launched Hemrick up and over. And kind of just on his side around the wall for almost the entire corner. And then, of course, that would knock Daniel Hemrick out of the race for good. Kyle Sieg might be still in the race, but he, of course, is significantly damaged and will be off the pace. As they now race back to the line, it will be Ty Gibbs, your leader, after the big Daniel Hemrick flip. So now we restart on lap 94 with 7 laps to go in stage 2. Josh Berry leads Brandon Jones. Then Bailey Curry in 3rd. Miles Snyder is 4th. Brandon Brown is back in 5th. But, of course, the lapper of Stephen Parsons is holding up, guys, as the 36 of Alex LeBay nearly just got wrecked by the 21 of Austin Hill. Boy, that was close. And you see up here, Stephen Parsons, Bailey Curry seem to be really holding up the lines here, but Bailey Curry not as bad as Stephen Parsons. Now they're 3 wide again back here. What is going on? This has been a wild Las Vegas race so far. Really all over these restarts. Has led to multiple crashes, but so far at the front, Josh Berry and Brandon Jones battling for the lead and possibly the stage win, both looking for that playoff point. That could be oh so crucial for them to advance into the championship 4. Everyone seems to be keeping it in the right direction. As now we're going to transfer to 3 to go in stage 2. Lap 98, here comes the 68 of Brandon Brown battling for the lead with the 8 of Josh Berry, trying to pull off the upset stage win here and steal it from a championship contender, as he's got the momentum on the bottom right now. Josh Berry, good run exit, but not enough, as Brandon Brown on the straightaway is going to clear Josh Berry for the race lead with help from the 19 of Brandon Jones, who now is in his 2nd place. And here comes the 26 of Jeffrey Earnhardt, making it 3 wide for 2nd. Doesn't quite work. Brandon Jones now clear for second as Berry and Jeffrey Earnhardt fight for third. With coming to the last lap of stage 2, the two Brandons running 1-2, both in yellow paint schemes. One of them is about to win the stage here. Who is it going to be? Last lap of stage 2. Brandon Brown versus Brandon Jones for the stage 2 win. Brandon Jones gives him a little bit of a bump, moves to the bottom line. Doesn't quite work for Brandon Jones. Brandon Brown now pulls back away and might have enough momentum to carry the stage win. As Brown goes into 3 and 4, the 19 doesn't really have any kind of run. The caution command is put out, and Brandon Brown is going to cruise through turn 4 down the front stretch. And Brandon Brown will win stage 2 at Las Vegas. Brandon Jones second, Berry third, Earnhardt fourth, Curry in fifth. Then you have Sanchez, Clements, Snyder, Weatherman, LeBay running at your top 10. As now we get the final stage underway here on lap 105 with Brandon Brown leading Brandon Jones, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Nick Sanchez, and Jeremy Clements in 5th place. But of course, we always have to look out for the slow lap car of Stephen Parsons in the 45, who's involved in that initial wreck of the race. Hasn't been involved in any wreck since, but has caused some wrecks by just being so slow and holding up the field, making guys do some crazy moves back there. So now Brandon Jones going for the race lead. He wants the win to get in the next round in the championship 4, and Brandon Jones takes the lead from Brandon Brown, and now Brandon Jones going to try to drive away. As we move on here to lap 107, oh, we're crashing. Jeremy Clements gets hooked by Noah Gragson off the track hard, sends Austin Hill down the track into Gragson, and they go head on to the outside wall. Big hit, Yaley involved, Blaine Perkins also in the crash. A huge wreck here, and oh, Parker Retzloff slams right into the back of Jeremy Clements at the end of this. As we see right here, Jeremy Clements gets turned by Weatherman and then sends Austin Hill down into Gregson and then Clements gets slammed by Bailey Curry, sending Blaine Perkins crashing. JJ Yaley nowhere to go. A huge, Noah Gregson and Austin Hill almost went directly head on into the outside wall. I never look at it from Noah Gregson's view here as we see Clements going around. We see that Austin Hill goes right into him and Gregson goes right up hard in the outside wall head on. That will knock out your championship points leader, Noah Gregson. He is completely done. I believe Austin Hill will somehow be still in the race, but significantly damaged as a hard crash for Gregson and Hill and Jeremy Clements. We have 3 playoff drivers heavily damaged in this crash. Of course, Clements, Noah Gregson, and then Austin Hill. So Gregson would have been fine if Austin Hill didn't get hit by Clements right there and sent right down into him, setting him right up at a direct head-on angle in the outside wall. A huge hit for the 9. Completely destroyed them. Of course, the 4, the 02, 66, nowhere to go. Collected here at the back of the field. And significant damage to many championship contenders here. And then whatever the hell Parker Retzloff is doing. He just slams right into Jeremy Clements for no reason. As we see right here, the 51 machine, Clements just gets turned. Nowhere to go. And boom, right up the track. Heavy contact with Bailey Curry and Parker Retzloff. Sorry, that was not Retzloff. That was the 02 of Perkins. And then right there, Retzloff slams into him because apparently he's not looking where he's going. Now we go on board with the 21 of Austin Hill through this crash. As you see, he's good right here and just gets clipped right there down to Gregson. And then they go hard in the outside wall for the 21. Big damage, but he'll actually be able to continue, but he will be way off the pace. Of course, so many playoff drivers damaged, but we got a couple playoff drivers still alive at the front of the field, those being Brandon Jones and Josh Berry. Pretty much the only ones to be pretty much unscathed today. That was just a hard hit for the 9 of Gregson. See how something set right there, and Gregson, and there he goes, pow, hard into the outside wall. Heavy damage to Noah. Then we go through the rest of the field. O'Reilly Herbst is also still here in the race, as well as Landon Castle. But Brandon Jones, of course, lead everyone back to the line. And now on lap 115, there's been an accident, and Landon Castle, playoff contender, severely damaged here with the 48 of Nick Sanchez. We have had a crash here that has just happened. The 48 got turned, and Landon Castle slammed right into him, and they both sustained heavy damage and are absolutely destroyed. Austin Hill may have collected some damage as well. Maybe Brandon Brown was involved. As most of your leaders pit, but Josh Berry, Riley Herbst stale. As now we go back underway on lap 119 with Ty Gibbs in the lead. Josh Berry second, Herbst third, Alfredo fourth, and Kyle Sieg running in 5th right now. as that was, of course, Landon Castle going to be knocked out of the race. Another playoff driver knocked out, so only very few left. Those being, of course, Riley Herbst, Josh Berry, and Brandon Jones. We have 3 playoff drivers out of the 8 left here at Las Vegas. As Ty Gibbs trying to get his first win of the season, trying to run away with it here. He's got a big gap to Riley Herbst, but they have the draft, and they are charging. Whoa! Alfredo and Herbst saved it right there. Nearly had an accident right there. And now Josh Berry, Kyle Sieg, Meister, got to be careful there. That could have been a wreck, but they keep it going in the right direction. As now the 2 Monster Energy cars running 1-2, fighting it out for the race lead here at Las Vegas. It will be Ty Gibbs at the moment leading the way here at Las Vegas in the opening race of the round of 8. As now we transfer on to 3 to go in this race. It is the 26 of Jeffrey Earnhardt, who is now leading and in position to get his first career win. And then Josh Berry running in second place, Brandon Jones third, Ty Gibbs fourth, Anthony Alfredo fifth. The only 5 guys in contention. You still have guys like Earnhardt, Weatherman on the lead lap, but they are way off the pace. Of course, we only have 15 cars left in the race. A lot of them severely damaged, many laps down here. So now we have 2 laps to go at Las Vegas. Can Jeffrey Earnhardt prevail and get his first career win in NASCAR? Josh Berry running in second, Brandon Jones in third, want to win to lock themselves into the championship 4 and have a spot at winning the 2022 championship. And then Ty Gibbs in fourth, looking to just have something to look good on at this struggle of a season he has had here back in 4th place. As now white flag final lap presented by Credit One Bank for Jeffrey Earnhardt and Sam Hunt Racing. Sam Hunt Racing has never won in the Xfinity Series after a couple years. I believe this is only their 2nd year of racing, but they have had some help with many talented drivers, and they have come close to victory with John Hunter Nemechek. But today, Jeffrey Earnhardt is going to make the Earnhardt family proud, and we're going to see another Earnhardt win as Jeffrey Earnhardt will win at Las Vegas. Josh Berry second, Brandon Jones third, Gibbs fourth, Alfredo fifth. Riley Herbst will take the 6th position here, and you'll have Kyle Weatherman 7th. Then you have Alex Obey 8th, Maya Snyder 9th, and Jeb Burton 10th. But congratulations to Jeffrey Earnhardt and Sam Hunt Racing, both getting their first career win. Jeffrey Earnhardt's first career win as a driver, Sam Hunt Racing's first career win as a team, as Jeffrey led 28 laps en route to his first victory and upsets the playoff field, where no playoff driver will be locked into the championship 4 after the first race of the round of 8. And now we will see the standings very shortly. As you see, Jeffrey Earnhardt wins the Alsco Uniforms 302. And here are the standings. Noah Gragson looking good, plus 41 above the cut line. Brandon Jones, 28 points to the good. Josh Berry, 19 points above the cut line. Riley Herbst at the cut line, 14 above Jeremy Clements for the last spot in the championship 4. Landon Castle also tied with Jeremy Clements, 14 points below the cut line. Austin Hill is 17 points below the cut line. And Trevor Bain is 20 points below the cut line. So until the next one, I hope you all have a good one.